having a quite terrible time. Not very happy about what's going on here.
Literally, what the heck is this?
I was like, where's my needle? It's right here. We have 5 minutes left. Hello friends, and welcome to today's video. As you could see by the title of today's video, we're going to be knitting for a long time. I am so excited to do this. I haven't done it in quite a while, but there's nothing I want to do more than knit right now. I already know what project we're going to be starting and hopefully finishing by the end of this video. So hopefully you guys have a craft with you or some kind of project that we're going to hang out, cozy up, and do for the next 12 hours. And as always, if you're working on something, whatever it is, tell me down below. I love reading what you guys are up to. It makes me feel like we're crafting or doing whatever activity together. So I always look forward to responding to those comments. But other than that, we're gonna start our timer right now. You guys know how this works. We just set a timer and then I'm gonna pause at any time I stop to do anything, and we're gonna see how much we get done in a full 12 hours. So we're starting now. One of my absolute favorite Christmas gifts that I received this year was this beautiful new crafting purse from Alex. All right, guys, so what we're gonna be making today is another freaking pair of sailor slippers. I feel like all I've really been doing is making slippers for the past like months. I think I have too much yarn, to be honest. I just learned how to order the right amount of yarn, and I didn't do it correctly for this project. I did want to show you, these are the exact same pattern that we're making today. It's the Sailor Slippers by Annie Sews, but this is the pair that I made for Alex, and the I-cord color here is going to be the same color that I'm using for my stripes. So I feel like that'll be kind of fun. It'll also be the same gray on the bottom, so they'll be like a little bit coordinated. My butt cushion. I never really sit in this direction, but the lighting is so wonky over there that we're gonna have to today. Forgot how is this possible? Forgot how to purl. I was relearning how to do the beginning, and first off, I didn't even remember that it started with the heel, and then second off, I literally forgot again how to do the long tail cast on. Every single time I have to watch a stinking TikTok, but that's okay. I have it saved there. I rely on TikTok so much for remembering how to do knitting stuff. My #1 reference. Guys, if I'm gonna be honest with you, I've been kind of going through it recently. I've just been really sad, and not to get too deep into it, but there was nothing that would be more comforting today than knitting. All I wanted to do today was knit all day, and so thank you for being here and for crafting with me. Just having a little beginning of video heart to heart, reading your guys' comments genuinely means so much to me. I swear it can bring me out of any bad mood that I'm in. So just knowing that, you know, whatever mood I'm showing up in, if I'm so joyful or so sad and low energy, knowing that I can just be myself and relax and craft, and knowing that there's someone on the other side of the screen crafting with me and doing the comforting hobby with me really does mean so much. So that was all to say thank you. And also just, you know, if I'm a little bit quieter or lower energy in this video, that is why. But I also did want to say that I really love doing these kind of, you know, like selfishly, I love doing these challenge crochet knitting for however many hours videos, just because I love to crochet and knit, and like if I can reserve a whole day for that, then I'm spoiled and I love it. But I did take a big break from doing them, and partially that was because it was kind of hurting my body. I think I was going too hard at it and not doing it in the healthiest way, which made it kind of unsustainable. And so I took kind of a long break. Like obviously I was still crafting, but I wasn't doing the challenge videos, which I really love doing, and I know you guys like them too. So I wanted to bring it back, but do it in a bit of a healthier way and like a more reasonable way, so that I can make as many of these videos and do them as long as possible. And so just to explain a little bit, in my first couple ones, I think I did a knitting for 24 hours and then like one knitting and one crocheting for 12 hours. The 12-hour ones I did pretty much all in one day, with only breaks for like bathroom and like eating, I think. And then for the 24-hour one, I think I only took eating, bathroom, shower, and then like I think I slept for, I don't want to say a little bit, I think I slept for like 6 hours or whatever in between. But for today, and hopefully what I'm thinking for going forward, is that we're just gonna need some more breaks. More breaks to, you know, let the hands relax, more breaks to let the body recuperate a little bit in between. So even today I have a meeting around noon that I'm gonna have to stop my knitting for. I'm gonna have to put my knitting aside. But I think in the long run, it will make things better, because I want to be able to knit for as long as possible. It's been almost 30 minutes. And this is all we have done, but I think it's because I talked too much in the beginning. But to me, the point of these videos was kind of just to set up a very, you know, cozy, crafty, like my whole day is reserved to craft, and for us to chill together and craft together kind of vibe. And also I think it's a fun little thing to see, like to actually time it and see how much we're getting done in a certain amount of time. So I don't know, let me know what you think below. But that's kind of just where I'm at right now. So hopefully you guys understand. So we are at about almost the 1 hour mark. I just finished the first heel. This is what it's looking like. I'm pretty happy with the color combination, even though I actually bought this, like, hopefully you can see the difference, but I'm using this lighter pink for the stripe, but I actually bought this darker pink for the stripe. I just like didn't count right, so yeah. But I mean, I think it's working out because I like how this looks. So we're just gonna make our second heel now and go from there. This is honestly the easiest part. about an hour 45 now, and I'm gonna go ahead and pause it. We're taking our first break. I have a meeting in like 30 minutes, but I need to prep for it a little bit. But I finished both of the heels, which I felt like was a good stopping point. I also added some stitch markers that are gonna help me indicate where to attach it to the sole panel a lot later. This is what they're both looking like. I'm pretty excited about the color combo. I like how it's looking, honestly. It'll be like these stripes all over, and this is gonna be the I-cord, which I think will be really cute. I'm gonna take a little bit of a break. I'll probably have a snack during my meeting, and I'll see you guys whenever it's over. I just finished my one and only meeting for the day, so we are gonna get back to knitting. Resuming the timer now. You're probably wondering what this is, but this is how I eat my leftover pizza. Pulling the pattern back up, and I believe now we're gonna be working on the top of the shoe. Yes, the top panel. I'm trying to decide what I'm going to do while I knit for this next little bit. Let's see, pick up 8 stitches. So weird at this point, but now that I have it all picked up, pretty much just working stockinette and stripes for a long time. So now that we have that figured out, I think I'm gonna watch YouTube. It's been a while, and my favorite thing to do is to make a long playlist and to stream it on the TV. I'm kind of curious, are you guys TV YouTube watchers or phone or iPad? I almost never watch YouTube on my phone. It's only if I'm looking up like a quick tutorial, but anytime it's for entertainment, I would say most of the time it's on the TV. Sometimes it's on my iPad if I don't have access to a TV, but it's pretty much always on the TV now, which is, it's like funny to think about because I feel like I used to always watch it on my phone or a laptop when YouTube was the only social media, but times change. This is what I'm watching. Clearly, I mean, you're watching this video if you're here, but comment other channels that you like to watch or who you've been watching recently, because I'm always looking for new channels to watch while I knit for 12 hours. We are at almost 2.5 hours, which feels really weird because it's like 2 p.m. and I know the last, or like the other times I filmed this type of video, I think I started at like 8 a.m. so then I would be like, I don't know, I should be like 6 hours into this, but we're on a different timeline today. That's fine. I'm actually pretty happy with like how this is coming along, and I'm even wondering, she says as she's really not that far into her project, but I am kind of wondering if I'll finish this like far before the 12 hours. I never learn. So we're at the point of starting to decrease a little bit. I know I messed up at this part. Like I started decreasing too soon on my last pair of slippers. So yeah, I think I'm doing it at the right time now, so we're pretty much doing the same thing. We're just decreasing a little bit to start to taper the foot, which seems like it's far too soon because you can't even see the slipper, but I promise I reread it like 3 times. Honestly, guys, too, thought this was gonna be so itsy bitsy teeny tiny compared to the other 2 slippers I made for Alex and my dad, but it it genuinely doesn't feel like that much, like it's smaller for sure, but it doesn't feel like that much smaller. So now I'm kind of like, dang, are my feet like big? I swear I looked it up though. Like I looked up the conversion for UK to women's shoes. I don't know. To me too, like felting just seems so forgiving. Like, oh, my pair's too big. I'll just wash it for 6 hours instead of 2 hours. That should fix everything, right? Probably doesn't work that way. I finally finished my pizza and it's time to lock in and focus even more on my knitting. I'm almost done with the top of, sorry, you guys are like, can't hold it straight. I'm almost done with the top panel of my first slipper, I would say. I'm at the point of doing a lot more intensive decreasing, and then I will be almost done with the stripes, which is very good news because I am very close to running out of my first ball of each color of yarn. So I think this is either gonna be perfect or it's gonna be a little unfortunate. I'm gonna have like a little bit left over. So we'll see what will happen there. But after we do this, then we just knit very, very boring gray sole of the shoe, which is like the same thing, stockinette forever. But yeah, it's going pretty well, I would say. The more I do it too, the more I like the colors, I would say. On the note of YouTube channels to watch, my YouTube playlist for the day has been themed kind of like European. Don't know why, but I feel like Europe is so knitting vibes for me. Like, you guys didn't know this, if you're new to my channel, I studied abroad when I was in college. So I was in London for about 4 months when I was a sophomore in college, and back then that was kind of my like intro. I don't know, I can see it so clearly now, but back then, you know, I was just a girl living life in college. But now I can see it so clearly. Those were like the beginning stages of my crafting, and I wish that I appreciated it more back then, because it would be such a vibe to be knitting all around Europe. I feel like it would just be so cozy. I feel like the yarn shops there would be so good. I actually remember when I was in London, I like didn't really pack much crocheting supplies. I think I crocheted at that point, but I didn't really knit. But I remember I filmed a video about knitting. And that was like one of the first knit sweaters I did. However, it was really ugly and it was made out of like acrylic, and it was, yeah, it was really ugly. I remember that now. I wish I took it more seriously, but then again, I was traveling, I was a student, I was busy. Long story short, I should have prioritized knitting more in my life. That's the story. But this vlog I'm watching right now is about this girl who is traveling around Ireland, which is one of the countries I did not get to visit while I was studying abroad. And it just led me to think about how I'm overdue for watching normal people again. I don't know what it is. I don't really rewatch many shows. I only really rewatch episodes of New Girl randomly if I like feel like I need a laugh, or like need 30 minutes of mindless entertainment. Or normal people. I'll rewatch anything in normal people. I don't know why. I think it's because it's so like, it's just so Phoebe Bridgers, but in show format. Like, I feel like it's so pretty. It's so cinematic. Like, I could have it on in the background and literally not be paying attention to what's happening, just because I like hearing their little accents and like seeing the gloomy vibes of the show. So maybe that's gonna be my next watch after I finish I think I made myself like a 2-hour long YouTube playlist. But I don't know. I don't know where the day will take me. We'll see. Dun, dun, dun. This looks like a mess, but I swear it's not. This is a big deal because, let's do it right here. That was satisfying. We just finished the stripes on our slipper. Now I will admit, this does look a lot smaller than the ones that I made for my dad and for Alex. This is how much yarn I have left of both color. I have a lot of this color. I think I have a whole extra ball of this color that I probably won't end up using. I need to think of like scrap projects to use this wool for. Okay, so now we're pulling out our gray yarn and I believe we're just connecting it here. I need my pattern. Row 2 decrease. Oh, I'm gonna cut these a little short. All right, so I have my gray, the sole color, and we're basically just gonna be doing a reverse of what we did for the top of the shoe. So we're just gonna be increasing to kind of match this shape. And I have found from the past 2 slippers that I made that this part goes by pretty quickly, especially because I'm not gonna be like changing colors or anything. So I feel like this will go by pretty fast. I'm doing the make one left, make one right now in order to increase. And I just want to say thank you to everyone who shared their advice on how to remember which one is make one left and make one right, because wait, I did it wrong. Not the make one left, but I counted wrong. I also wanted to formally thank you guys for all the knitting tips. I genuinely feel like you guys are my knitting grandma who helped me, because I need help when it comes to knitting. I was asking in one of my previous videos like how to remember make one left versus make one right. I thought it was really cool that people have such different little tricks for remembering. I'll read off a couple of the ones that people left in the comments. I think this is the one that I remember the best, but it might just because I like read it first. Someone said, I remember make one left as I left it out front, which means you pick up from the front to the back, and then make one right as I'll be right back. So they pick up back to front. I still have to like think. But that made sense. Another person said, I remember because left and back both have 4 letters. So make one left is knit into the short leg at the back. Right and front both have 5 letters. So make one right is knit into the short leg at the front. Another person DM'd me and said they remember it through politics, and R is right, which is more conservative. So more conservative, more thinking about the past. They think of picking up the strand from behind versus left, which is more progressive, makes you think about the future. So they pick up the yarn in the front. And that one also totally stuck with me. Make one left. It's going to the front. Versus make one right is going from the back. Let's see if I did this right. Counting is always kind of scary because it's like checking my mindless work. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14, 15, 16, 17. Yay! Sometimes I'll like count it and then I'll check how many I'm supposed to have. And then it's like even more rewarding if it lines up. Success. So we finished. We're not finished, but we finished the shaping, the increasing that I was supposed to do for the sole of the shoe. Then we're just gonna be doing stockinette for like quite some time, for like this length, until we have to decrease again for the heel. This is the fun, rewarding part. Even though this whole project is pretty mindless, this is the extra mindless part. It is about 3:30 now and we're gonna hit, where's my timer? We're gonna hit pause at the 4-hour mark. This is the progress. This is where we are at. Maybe like 1/3 of the way done with the first sole. To be quite honest with you, my hand is really starting to cramp up. So I think I need a little bit of a break. I'm gonna go to the gym and I'm gonna try to like massage my hand, but honestly, part of me is wondering like how I was able to do this in my other videos, like 24 hours straight. Was it just because I didn't knit and crochet as much in general that I was able to like grind for a full 24 hours? I don't know. Maybe crocheting was a little different too. If anyone has tips, I think I'm gonna start looking up like stretches or something that I can do for my hand. But for me, I knit continentally and it is my right hand that is sore, and it feels kind of weird because I think it's more concentrated back here. Like I think it's more of my pinky that's the most sore, which I feel like it shouldn't be. Like it's not doing very much movement at all. But here, just watch my technique, okay? So maybe someone can diagnose me. And so then sometimes I try to knit more like put this one in the air to see if that'll help, but it doesn't really help. I'm wondering if it has to do with like the tension. I'm using my pinky and my ring finger back here to leverage a lot more weight than I thought I was maybe. I don't really know what's going on, to be honest, because the rest of my hand feels all right. Like if anything, I kind of thought it would be this pointer finger because that's like one of the ones that's moving the most. I thought that's what would get sore, but it's kind of, yeah, it's all on this hand. So anyways, I'm gonna listen to my body. I'm gonna take a little bit of a break and I will see you guys soon. Hello friends, it is quite a bit later, but I'm feeling so refreshed and I'm ready to get back into knitting. We're gonna put the apartment in night mode and then we're gonna get cozy, put the YouTube back on and get back to knitting our slipper. Slipper. I can't say done. This is far from done. This is gonna be a slipper though, I promise. Next, I just have to seam it together and weave in all these ends, which I'm not looking forward to, but I think I'm just going to start working on the second slipper and then we'll do all the assembly stuff later. But we just finished this first one and we are currently at 4 hours and 45 minutes. Let's get started on slipper number 2. I'm having a quite terrible time. Not very happy about what's going on here. I've redone this like increase portion. Like this is gonna be my 3rd time. I don't know why I'm struggling here. I just keep like adding stitches when I'm not supposed to and I'm having to redo it. I think I know what I did. I think I was only supposed to increase on the right side, but for some reason I increased on both sides and now I have too many stitches and I didn't realize until I knit an extra 4 rows. The first time I just like wasn't able to count. So then I was like, I'm just gonna redo the whole thing. But then after this portion, it's just stockinette for a long time. But I basically just wasted the last hour. So we've been knitting for like 7 hours now. I've been on this portion for probably an hour. I don't know. I think I'm just distracted. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I fixed it. All I can say is that was pretty bad. That was really bad. But I think I fixed it. we're due for a little update. I just hit hour 8. I'm almost done with my second slipper. However, we are approaching a little issue here. So here's the thing. Some of you might be able to gauge this better than me, but I think I need to do 6 or 7 more rows total. There are decreases, and this is how much yarn I have left, and I'm a little bit doubtful that I'll have enough, which I do have a backup plan. I have some other wool yarn that's like a similar color that I can use, but it's just way thicker, like, and it's probably a different color, to be honest. It would be a bit of an issue if I do have to switch over and use that one, but it probably wouldn't be the worst thing in the world once it's actually felted. But we're going to see if I'm gonna have to use it, so I'll probably figure that out in the next 5 minutes. But crossing my fingers that, I don't know, I really don't know how much yarn you really use per like row. Based on this amount I'm using right now, like maybe I'll just barely make. You wanna use the perfect amount of yarn, but I hate the feeling of like not being sure if I'll have enough. Part of me just feels like if I just knit tighter now, but also during the entire process, I just am convinced that this wouldn't have been an issue. So let's see what happens. You look at these and it's like, literally, what the heck is this? They look crazy because they curl so much, but it looks so much better once you seam it clearly. But before we seam it, I have so many ends to weave in, like so many. Not really looking forward to it, but to be honest, I'm not dreading it as much as I usually do, just because my hand is kind of sore from knitting. So I think it'll be a nice like change of pace. It'll be like sewing more than knitting. We are a little past the 8-hour mark, and not counting like the felting process, I think we'll be able to finish these in 12 hours. I really feel like it shouldn't have taken me so long, but I kid you not, guys, I wasted a full hour because I could not count. I was like actually going kind of crazy, but we worked through it. We figured it out, and a little tiny part of me was worried I was gonna look at the sole part, like the gray part, and they were gonna be different lengths or something, because like I was not capable of counting. But I'm happy to report these look pretty identical, which is amazing news. So let's weave in the end. Lighting is genuinely all over the place this morning. Right now we're working on seaming together our slippers. I've grown to actually really enjoy this process. The first time I did it, it was kind of scary. Oops. But now I think it's kind of fun. To hit my 12 hours, I still only have like 3 hours left, which I'm sure I'll be able to finish these. I don't know if they'll be completely felted by the time I hit the 12-hour mark. They'll be like in the washer or, you know, air drying by then. I am a little bit concerned, is not the right word. I'm not concerned. Maybe I'm a little like curious how this will turn out, just because the 2 other slippers I felted them at home in Seattle and used our washer there versus the washer at my apartment, guys. It's just like bad. I don't know. I feel like it barely washes my own clothes properly, so I'm kind of worried that it won't felt the same. Hopefully, I mean, it should work, right? Should be fine. I don't know. They'll have to felt eventually. That would suck if my washer here is just so bad at washing that like they never felt and I can never felt anything. This part is so satisfying. It looks like so clean. Not that it really matters, which is kind of comforting comforting to know that if I do mess like literally anything up, it doesn't matter that much when you're felting because it just gets all like felted in the wash. So I love having that peace of mind, but I still do think this is such a satisfying part of this process, like seaming them together, because before you seam it, they just look like literally what the heck is this, you know? Looks like I don't know what I'm doing, but I swear I know what I'm doing. A little bit. She says after you've watched her continually make mistakes. Have you seen the pattern from my videos? I was gonna rewatch Normal People and start it today, but it's too sunny and cheery out. I feel like I need to wait for another like rainy, gloomy day to restart it, which would have been perfect for earlier this week, but it's feeling too sunshine and rainbows. So I think I'm gonna get in a productive mood and watch some New Year's YouTube videos. So let's make another playlist. Let's watch some stuff, except I only have a couple more hours of knitting today. So it won't be quite as long as yesterday's playlist. Guys, she mentions this in the pattern. I just never thought it was gonna happen to me. I'm kind of glad I wasn't recording it because my reaction was not pretty, but I've been seaming it together and my sewing, whatever this is called, my yarn broke. It broke. I think you're supposed to like twist it as you go or something so that this doesn't happen. I don't know. It just like, it literally was not a problem for my other ones. So it's really not the end of the world. I just have to like weave in extra ends now, which kind of is the end of the world for me, but it's fine. The first shoe is seamed together. Now you can really see it coming to life. I'm so excited. I really like the colors that I chose. It almost makes me want to make like something matching. I also did myself a favor and I wove in the ends, which really wasn't that much work at all. I also think, you know, as I've said countless times about felting, weaving in the ends when you're felting is really no big deal because I do it and it literally looks so trashy, but it doesn't matter because it gets felted. So this is my first slipper and I think she's looking cute. I'm gonna go seam up the second one. Just finished seaming together both of my slippers and weaving in the end. So pretty much all we have to do is the final step, which is just the I-cord, and it should go relatively quick. That being said, we are at almost 11 hours. So these probably won't even be completely felted by the end of this video, but don't worry, I will show you the finished thing. I'll probably get like part way into felting in the 12-hour frame. So all we're gonna do now is add the I-cord, and I'm using this little bit darker pink. I was using like a 24-inch cable and my double pointed needles and doing the I-cord, and it was like actually a total pain. I was like flinging myself in the face with these needles, which are pretty pointy, by the way, so it's actually kind of a safety hazard. Some lovely, okay, honestly, I think it's in the pattern too. I just didn't do a good enough job reading it, but my lovely friend in the comments enlightened me with the fact that you can just use these as double pointed needles. And like, obviously using this end is not ideal, but then I did that for my second pair of slippers and it was honestly perfectly fine. Like, yeah, I wouldn't want to knit anything like huge with these as double pointed needles. For doing an I-cord, it was so fine. We're gonna start on this. I'm gonna have to look up how to do I-cord again, even though I did it probably like a week ago.
Like that. So you put your right hand needle into your stitches.
Okay, it's coming back. It was not that bad. Okay, starting to get a little nervous because this is how far we are with the I-cord. It works up pretty quick. I did have to learn how to do it or relearn how to do it again, so that took a little bit, but I have like maybe a third of this first one done. But like, what the heck? I think I overestimated myself. I think I also was knitting a lot slower as a whole and talking too much, but we're already past the 11-hour mark. I think I'll be able to finish the I-cord and hopefully be able to plop them over into the washer, but we'll see. I've learned my lesson. I've been talking too much, so let's go back to knitting so I can finish this I-cord. Right, our first I-cord is all finished. Not the proudest to admit this, but she does in the pattern explain how to do, I don't even know what it's called, guys, some like crazy kind of stitch to seamlessly bind off the I-cord. But I tried to do it the first time and it took so long to do and it didn't even look correct. So now I'm kind of just freestyling it because once again, I just know it's felted anyways. Yeah, like this could be much neater, but it's gonna be felted anyway. I'm going to oops, oh, I thought I lost my needle. I'm gonna very quickly weave in the ends. We are currently at 11 hours, 17 minutes. This is looking so cute though. The pinks look pretty similar on the camera, but I can tell though that it is a darker pink for the I-cord, and I think it's subtle, but it's really cute. All right, we are pressing pause. I have to look at it because I'm so scared that I'm gonna press like the exit out button and then I will be screwed. But we have officially finished one slipper and I will see you guys shortly to finish my second one. Finished the I-cord for my second slipper and we're just going to bind it off and weave in the end. This is working out like kind of perfectly, kind of a weird amount of time. We're at 11 hours, 40 minutes right now. So it is looking like just where, oh, I was like, where's my needle? It's right here. I am probably gonna get this in the wash like just in time with like 10 minutes to spare. And then it's like, what am I gonna knit for 10 more minutes? I don't know. I have 2 work in progress projects and to be quite honest with you, I don't really want to work on either of them, but 10 minutes, it'll fly by, I'm sure. This does kind of bother me, to be honest. I really wish I just thought for like 1 second more about it, but I didn't. But on my other slipper, I like did not think about where I was starting the I-cord. So I started it like just randomly. At least it's towards the heel. Like it really would have pissed me off if I did it right at the front for no reason, but it's right here at like the corner of the heel. I wish it was just back here. I'm hoping that I won't be able to notice this once I felt it. I think there's a pretty good chance that it won't be very noticeable, but it's still like, for this being my 3rd time knitting this, I sure did make way more mistakes than I thought I was going to. That's okay. I'm still really excited to have these and be able to wear them by like, I don't know, within the next 2 days probably. Very, very exciting, very motivating. And I will say making this in like a challenge format video where I'm knitting for hours and hours and and I'm doing nothing other than knitting, obviously makes the project come together way quicker. So that's the rewarding thing with these videos. If like there is something that I genuinely just want to have and to wear, it's not even about making it, I just like want the item. Like these slippers, I want these slippers so bad. This is a good way to, yeah, just really knock it out. And it's almost like, obviously the item's not free. Like I spent basically 2 days making it, but comparatively, if I didn't do a challenge for this probably would have taken a couple weeks. Yay! We're gonna go throw these in the wash, and then we're gonna decide what to keep knitting for the last 15 minutes. As I'm sure you can hear, my slippers are currently being felted in the wash right now. We have a little over 15 minutes left to finish off our knitting. I currently have 2 work in progress pieces. First one, I've not gotten very far on at all, but I was just making this little triangle scarf thing, and it has this cool stitch. Other project I'm currently working on, I originally started with a different felted slipper. I finished the first one. It's kind of more of a clog style. It's actually double lined, so it's really thick, but I did use a much thinner wool for this one, so it took way longer to make. So long that I got impatient and did the entire sailor slippers pattern 3 times before I finished this one. But I am, I think, over halfway done with the other slipper. So this is what it looks like. I'm leaning towards working on this because I think if I don't get myself to work on it, I'm never gonna finish it. Let's pick this back up, start our timer again, and finish off our 12 hours of knitting. Sorry guys, I'm trying not to talk that much because I know that the washer in the background is probably so obnoxious, but I had to shout out everyone who told me to get, I don't even remember what this is called, get this tubular stuff to hold my stitches. It makes it so much easier, as you just saw, to re-put all the stitches on my needle and to like transfer them off. Like, why did I not know about this in the beginning? This could have saved me so many countless times, so many times. Please go buy this. I have the wrong amount of stitches on here, so we're already off to a great start. I don't even know if I knew that I had the wrong amount of stitches. We have 5 minutes left, so we need to speed knit, finish off strong. "15 more seconds. I'm so hungry. I'm gonna eat a slice of pizza after this. Oh my gosh, I'm done. Wow. Time flies by. All right, guys. We just hit the 12th hour of knitting. So sorry again about the washer going on in the background, but it is necessary because my slippers that we knit completely together are being felted as we speak. Don't worry, I'll show you the finished product. I'm so excited for them. Fingers crossed that they turn out beautiful and that my washer doesn't fail me. As for this guy, it kind of looks the same. I basically just have to knit a bunch of rows till it's duplicated on the other side. So I didn't actually get that far with that one, but that's okay. It was literally like 10 minutes of knitting. But we're gonna end off this video here. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me, knitting with me, crafting, whatever you were up to. As always, let me know what you were up to, what fun project you're working on during this video. And if you wanna see more challenge videos or have ideas for me for other kinds of challenges, I would love to hear it. I love cozying up and crafting, and even better than that is crafting with you guys. So thank you for spending this time with me. I know in the beginning of this video I shared how down I was feeling, but honestly, I think that knitting was the cure to that. I'm feeling a lot better, a lot more at peace, so thank you for hanging out with me and crafting the sad vibes away. Other than that, I hope you guys are having a great start to your 2026, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye guys.